Well, one of the best positions to be in life is not to be desperate. So when you shop and you don't have to buy something, that's a great position to be in. However, shopping is very dangerous if you are not extremely focused on what you are doing and why. You can easily buy something under emotional peer pressure. Now, you know peer pressure. It may have been the reason why you started to smoke cigarettes when you were a kid. Maybe the reason you had your first drink of alcohol. Peer pressure is so strong, it caused you to have an unhealthy drug addiction, or at least to start it, because you wanted to impress other people in your life. And when you're doing something like shopping for a car or shopping for a house, the peer pressure is, I don't want to disappoint the car salesman or car saleswoman, and I want to prove that I can buy this car, and you emotionally get peer pressured into signing paperwork. Now, you did it, you weren't forced, but there was an emotional pressure. You want to buy a house, maybe same reason you didn't want to waste the real estate agent's time, but more than that, maybe you're thinking about, well, my family's tired of me looking, I'm just going to buy. And no one's making you buy things in life, but companies and people are creating an atmosphere where they peer pressure you to buy. In the supermarket, there's items at the end of the checkout line. They're called emotional buying items. Like you're picking up a candy bar, a Twizzler, or a magazine because there's an emotional connection. You're almost at the end of the checkout. Here's something quick, easy, buy it. And you buy it under that peer pressure. You didn't go into the supermarket for that candy bar, that gum, that magazine, that whatever's on the checkout. You didn't go on Amazon.com for the recommended item. See, now in the new era, in the new technology buying era where you buy things online with Amazon or whatever, when you buy something, you put it in the checkout cart, they recommend other buyers of this item have bought similar items. So now you add that to your cart. Oh, they're smart. What am I saying? I'm saying window shop and stay disciplined and focused that you're not there to buy, you're there to research. You're there to buy only after waiting a long period of time of researching, of walking away from something, and then come back after several days if you still want it. If you can't walk away from an item, it owns you, you don't own it. Your house, for most people, their house owns them. They don't own it, even if there's no mortgage. For some people, their car, they don't own their car owns them. For most people, their belongings, they don't own them. The belongings own them. They have a storage unit. They pay extra for a storage unit. They're broke because they want to take care of their items that they don't use. That's why they're in storage. And they have climate control. They have climate control for the stuff they don't use in their life because they got to keep it comfortable. Their air conditioner is broke. The person who has a storage unit, their air conditioning broke or they're too cheap to put the heat on. Okay, so they're not in temperature control, but the stuff they don't use in their storage unit is. Guys, it's a mental disorder to have a storage unit. Never forget it. What are we talking about? We're talking about when you go to buy something, window shop for 2 weeks or 2 years. But the point is, walk away from things. Learn to control your emotions. Stay focused on your long-term goals. Be embarrassed to walk off the lot with no car after looking for 2 hours window shopping. Be embarrassed to not buy a house after 2 years of failed offers. Be embarrassed to walk away. Why? Because the opposite of that is to be owned by your stuff. Own your life. Don't let your stuff own you. Don't let your stuff own you. You should be sitting in temperature control, climate control, while your stuff is working for you. But it's the opposite around. There was a saying like, oh, you're getting pussy whipped. You're getting stuff whipped, okay? Your house whipping the shit out of you. Your car whipping the shit out of you. Your stuff in the storage unit whipping the shit. You're beat up in life. You're beat up. And it's all because you didn't respect. You have to respect your opponent. Like some people, they underestimate their opponent. They think, they're an easy win. That's what happened with Tyson and Buster Douglas. Guys, it's not easy to beat society. It's not easy to not be in 80% of society. In America, the wealthiest country in the world, 80% of people are not wealthy. They're broke. They live paycheck to paycheck. And even though they got a storage unit, even though they got a house, even though they got a car, they are destitute. Their stuff owns them. They got beat up. Why? Because they went on the car lot like Mike Tyson at the Buster Douglas fights. Out of shape, not focused, and they got knocked the fuck out. The car salesman gave them free water to say, you know what? Let's buy it. They saw a house that had nice kitchen. They said, let's buy it. They got seduced by $4.99. $49.99 to have a storage unit, introductory price. Your stuff ain't never leaving that storage unit. It's going there to die. A storage unit is a graveyard for stuff you don't use. You got your ass kicked in life because you underestimated the economy. You underestimated that 70% of the economy is based on you buying stuff you don't need. You underestimate that to live below your means, okay? And to own your life, okay, means that you got to be focused, okay? You got to window shop and walk away. But a lot of you guys and girls, and me, at times in my life, you got seduced by the recommended item to add onto your shopping cart. You had to buy 5 pairs of drawers, all different colors, and you didn't even wear those drawers. You wear 1 pair of dirty drawers almost every day. You dead broke, okay, waiting for extra stimulus, and you got a storage unit that's holding stuff you don't use. You can't even comprehend that. It's very amazing. Your car, your house, you work to support it. You got house support. You don't have child support, you got house support. You probably got child support too, that's why you're broke. What are we talking about? Why didn't you take longer to window shop? Would your real estate agent say, if you don't make an offer, if you don't make a good offer, you're never going to get a good house. You got to be more aggressive. Did your real estate agent tell you that? Did your car salesman give you free water and say, look, this is a great deal. I want to get you off this lot today? Did your parents or friends say, guys, look, I'm not saying don't buy some. I'm not saying, live like me, or I'm just saying, look, you better get focused, okay? Because you sloppy right now. You're Mike Tyson in a Buster Douglas fight. Even though you got great talent. See, I'm not talking down to you. You got great talent, but you're sloppy as hell. You coming into the ring, underestimating your opponent, and you think you're going to walk out of there and go to the next fight, but you don't realize this your last fight. Okay. You'll never be the same after the Buster Douglas fight. You could have been probably the greatest of all time, and you may still be great, but it's going to take years to recover from this loss. Years. It takes years to recover from a bad car purchase. Take years to recover from a bad house purchase. It takes years to recover. You ever hear someone buy at the top of the economy? I had to wait years for the economy to recover to sell my house. Why? Because they got knocked the fuck out. Mitigate your risk. Window shop. Walk away. I want you to remember the 2 W's. Okay. 3 W's. One is the Wu-Tang, okay? Cash rules everything around me. Okay, cream. 2 is walk away. Walk away. Because 3 is window shop first. So window shop, that's 1 W. Walk away, because you should never buy something on impulse. Wait a couple days, because you're going to think differently in a couple days. And 3 is Wu-Tang. Cash rules everything around me. And so what I can tell you is this, guys. You say, well, I don't worry about money. I'm just living my life. Well, that's why you dead broke. And that's why, you got a storage unit, you got a car, you got a house, and you're in forbearance. Am I shaming those? No, guys. But I'm saying I haven't never been destitute. I've been blessed, but I've been in debt. I've had to borrow money. And what I tell you is I don't want to go back if I can help it. Now, can anything happen at any time where we can't help it? Sure. But I want to focus on what I can control, and I can control not to sign papers until I'm ready. You say, well, if you keep putting things off, you'll never be ready. Yeah, And I think you should never have a kid if, like some people say, oh, I have a kid now because you're never ready. Yeah, that's why you dead broke, because you got too many kids. Kids, number one reason of poverty. I tell you right now, don't have a kid till you're 2,000% ready. And even then, be careful. Because if you buy a car, it's you on the new. You buy a house, it's you on the new. You have a kid, you bring another child into this world. It's not just about you, it's about that kid. You got to be ready, in my opinion. See, that's the problem. You went into the fight. You said, "Well, you're never gonna be ready. Let's just fight Buster Douglas right now." Well, you gotta knock the fuck out. You gotta knock the fuck out. And what I can tell you is, guys, life beat the shit out of you, okay? And life will beat the shit out of all of us. So we gotta be very focused when we get in that ring, okay? Very focused. And I hope this message helped you today, okay? I want you to window shop, walk away, and be careful. Self-discipline, self-control, stay focused. When in doubt, keep it simple. When in doubt, don't buy. Mitigate risk. Okay? You got to take risk in order to go forward, but you got to mitigate risk so you can take a calculated risk. So if something goes wrong, which it always does, there's less dookie in your life and more sprinkles. And some of you guys, you don't have any sprinkles in your life. You're eating dookie and you're trying to cover it up as sprinkles. It's not sprinkles. You eating dookie, okay? And I understand it tastes like shit, because it is, okay? But what I can tell you is this, guys, stay focused. Good job.